So
Oh,
I
nice.
feel like RoboCop is like right on tonight's agenda. You know, it's like right there.
Is that some foreshadowing for the events for the evening?
Indeed.
Uh-oh.
Indeed.
Uh-oh, indeed.
Where? We had one of these ships. Where are we? Oh, there we are.
All right, we are live with the next session of Agoth Doomhand Skulls of Power. Welcome back. Chris may join us, may not. Who cares? We're going to go ahead and play. We have to. I'm sorry, Jake.
Roll high and subscribe.
Roll high and subscribe, as usual, as we do. I have downloaded a map. As you can see, I did not spend my. Although I like my personal maps much better. For this town of Bush.
Boosh.
Yeah, I need some updates. I have no idea what's going on.
Were you here last weekend?
No.
Last time we played? Okay. Well, we will roll for recap as Adam gets set up. I
was just waiting for you to roll into a recap so we didn't have to.
I rolled a 16.
An 8.
Roll the recap. Roll for recap. And I guess I'm doing the recap. Lucky guys. So last time on Agoth Doomhand, you had just defeated the monster or the dragon.
The dragon.
You had landed to loot the dragon. You guys each got a piece of something. I know I have it here. Adam had a liver with circled, so we gotta figure out what that's gonna do to him if he eats that. Booter, were you here last weekend?
No.
Okay. Well, you have some. You will be rolling. Yeah, you took something from the dragon, and
What else good?
well, where were you? You were in the mouth. You did the brain. I feel like you'll take. Well, what would you like to have taken? What would your character have taken? We'll circle back to it.
Okay.
But you tell me what you have taken, and I'll pick up the notes as you play. Eyeball, teeth. So Chris, I think you took some. Chris, what did you take?
I got the heart, and we made sure we got the skull and the claws on board.
Okay. So Booterbot, you killed the dragon. I would say that you'll get.
I can do the blood. I emptied out my my jug. I could put some
dragon blood. Love it.
The blood. Yeah.
All right. So you got 3. Let's say 3 vials. How many vials did you have?
However much is held by a.
Let's say you have 3
alchemy
pints.
jug.
3 pints of blood. And we'll figure out what the special powers of that are, if you so deem, if it's the time to consume.
Technically, I lost the alchemy jug, so yeah, I'll just say dragon blood.
Nice.
3 pints.
Okay.
And does Booterbot run on oil?
Yeah,
well, now he runs on dragon blood.
He has been in the past. All right, so you guys defeated the dragon. You went and looted his body. You saw Doomhand was coming. You got into the ships, and you started running away from Doomhand. You had an interesting time, and viewers, you can go back and take a look. But you had an interesting time there, trying to figure out what your move was. So you were trying to turn around. One idea was to turn around and like flank him and run away. Another idea was to just face him head on, and the other idea was to sort of run. You had taken the crystal from the island, which gives your airship the power to travel through break the barrier of the lower sky area to the middle sky area. And after a storm came, and Doomhand was still chasing you, you tried to like hover underneath the storm to sort of dodge him or get him to.
I'm listening over it. All right.
Yeah, get him to not see you for a while, but that didn't work. And anyway, you guys decided to floor it straight up into the Sky Kingdom area, or to the middle sky area. And when you came out of that, there was a big magical void because you guys had tried to go through, and it kept on pushing you back. But as you used that crystal, and that crystal is gone now, you excelled through to the next area. And the next area you saw, you were above the sky, and you were above the lower sky area. You could still see the land and the clouds below, but you're way up there now. You're pretty high. And in my world building, this would be I think it's the stratosphere, right, Chris? You have the troposphere, stratosphere, and then it's the middle area there where commuter airplanes travel, and it's below. It's like, I think it's actually warm up there, and you have reached it. The area is thin in air, so exhaustion is going to, for those of you who breathe, oxygen is going to be something that plays a factor up here when it comes to exhaustion. So the longer you're up here, you will have to figure that out. There will be ways to, you'll come up with your own ways, as you always do. Players always have the answers. And when you landed and you docked, you actually, right before that, you ran into a guy named Tenson, I believe, and he sold you a map of the Sky Kingdom. So you, on your map of the Sky Kingdom, you see that it's made up of 11 floating islands, and they're quite large. Well, some are larger than others. There's a main massive one. The one that you guys landed on is sort of shaped like a tusk, if you will. And as you landed, you realized that, well, it just so happens that this island in the sky is home to, passive perception-wise, a bunch of Loxodon. And you guys can fill me in if I missed anything for the...
Our map man did give us one bit of information, said that rules are important.
Yes.
In
rules
Boosh.
Are important.
And we arrived at Tuskington Port.
Did we sink one of the 11 islands?
No.
No, that wasn't.
We just got here.
Yeah, the 11 islands make up the Sky Kingdom.
The Sky Island that we dropped was from the lower sky. Different region.
The small war crime that we committed?
Yeah. So yeah, you guys have a map of the area. You do see that there are elephants around. You do know and remember that, well, it's not like you remember, you were just told that rules are important here. And that's it. There's no, as you land, unlike the island that you were just at, there's no greetings. And as you guys are still on the ship, I've just put you in front because I didn't know how to place you. That's where you'll start.
We sleep and start repairing the ship.
I've been repairing the ship the whole last episode, I thought. Yeah. I would like a long rest, though. Why don't we say we did a long rest? I think that's probably a good idea.
Let's get here and take watches as we sleep.
Yeah.
After a fight and then running from Doomhand.
Yeah. That seems good. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay, so you guys are going to do some long rests?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll take watch.
Yeah. Does anyone have to level up? I
do not.
I feel like that's a
I do not.
oh, perfect. Good. That'll happen later. All right. Well, so what would you guys like to know? I mean, as you do your long rest, your ship is docked. Seems safe. There are ships flying around. It's a lot busier here, a lot larger. It's a lot more happening. You can hear clanks. Even so, 8 hours. I believe you guys were in the evening, traveling up past Doomhand, and so 8 hours. I would say it's just morning, as you take as you guys rest up or finish your rests.
Okay, perfect. I think our ship is only at 150 out of the 300 hit points.
Yes.
At this point. So in the morning after, as everyone else is getting up, Stag is going to continue his job of attempting to mend and repair this ship. Oh, Booterbot, good, you're up. You can help me.
Yep, I mean, I'm happy to continue repairing the ship.
Let's just keep doing everything until everyone else gets up, and then maybe go into the town for some of these supplies that aren't easily repaired.
Yeah, I mean, I can help, as much as I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you'll spend the day mending?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm repairing.
All right. Now
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
As we're sitting here, is the crystal that's holding the ship up? Oh no, you said like something encompasses the ship, so it's being held up on its own.
Yeah,
right?
it has.
Okay.
When you docked, it has these wooden docking things. It's sort of like the ship sort of sets on and rests on, so you do not have to worry about
the crystal.
The crystals using, so you can actually shut down
Okay.
for a time period.
Good.
And yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we just repair then.
All right. Let me pull up your repair. I think that. I mean, you're not going to get full repair, but I guess if you have four people working, 5 people
Working 9 to
6
5.
people, yeah, let's just say that the other 2 people are playing 9 to 5. You guys will repair. Will have, if you spent the day just repairing, you'll get an extra 50. I'll just say 50 HP for that. So you're at 200 out of your thing. However, your breathing is it's getting harder the more you work, and you're starting to realize, all of you collectively, that the air is thin.
Except me.
Yeah, except for you.
I think
you're fine. And so now it'll be, I don't know what you guys want to do. Continue to, I would say that you can only repair so much with your tools and parts.
Well, let's go into town and see if we can get what else we need. And I've never been here.
Let's say we spent a day banging on the ship. How much HP do we get back?
We got
on
50.
The ship. You got 50 HP on the ship.
Okay. Yeah. So, and I think we need crew, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
The crew's dead.
All right. We are on a mission to recruit some crew as well.
Some crew, some supplies, and we're here looking for the White Skull, right? That's why we're up here in the Sky Kingdom?
Yes. Well, that wasn't for me to...
Yeah. I know, you're excited, Spencer. So maybe we can find someone who might know something about that. Maybe one of these temples, just like how in Trigard was the Temple of Bane, actually had information about the skulls. Maybe temple here might have some information.
Should we find like maybe talk to like the governor or the mayor or whoever? Or would that be too obvious?
I have no idea who the governor or if they have a mayor. There might be a whole different form of society up here. I've never been this high. Well, let's go find out.
All right.
Start strolling off the ship.
All right, as you stroll off the ship, you see workers, you see other people, other ships docked. It's a quite large dock. You do see that there are a lot of Loxodon just walking around, doing just normal day things that you would imagine. And there is an entrance to the city, which seems to have some Loxodon guards at its entrance. Just surveying.
Would these Loxodon know anything about our friend Collie Leafort? Or is that just like they're in
They
totally
are
different parts of
wearing
the
high
world?
heels, so they might.
They're not wearing high heels.
Look at them. Those guards are wearing high heels.
They will know that. They will know. Well, we'll have to roll for that. So, what's your attempt here? Are you trying to?
I guess we'd have to be in a conversation with one of them. So maybe we wait till that happens.
Okay. There was a city of Bush, my 40th
Yeah.
zip. Okay. So, what are you guys going to do? You guys going to walk over to the...
We'll walk to the entrance.
Okay. As you walk over, you see that there is definitely some... Give me an Arcana check. Turgan.
That's not going to be very good. Arcana.
What'd you get?
Can I
11.
give you?
11. Turgan, you have, ever since you've docked, you sort of have this, like, feeling inside of you, sort of like a vibration, a subtle vibration, which is making you look around and try to, hence the Arcana check. It's like that feeling when you take, I hate to say this, but when you take mushrooms right before you start, your whole body sort of, it feels good, but also a little bit.
Yeah, I get it. I'm right there with you.
A little bit unhooked, I guess, or hooked in too much, or whatever. The voltage is a little bit too high or too low. You're getting that uneasy but yet cool feeling being on this land. You're not quite sure if it's the magic in the area or something else.
All right, I'm gonna tell Stag. Like, hey, you feel that weird energy, like vibration? I can't describe it. You do the magic stuff. Why don't you check it out? You're muted, Chris.
Well, my magic is typically song and dance, so I don't really know that traditional magic shit.
But you don't feel his vibes? These weird vibes?
I'll stop and close my eyes and try and feel what Turgan is telling me.
So,
Do
yeah.
I notice it?
Give me an Arcana.
Arcana.
A 17.
You definitely sense that there's magic in the atmosphere. there's definitely something. You know that like the crystals were holding up the towns and the islands in the lower sky area, but this middle sky area, it seems that there's a different type of magic in the air. Not one that you can pinpoint, but it's making you feel watched. But you do not have that sense that Turgan has, that jittery sort of subliminal, sublime, almost high, almost not feeling.
Yeah, there's something weird here, but stay close. We'll find out more soon.
All right.
Okay. As you get closer to the town guards, does anyone speak Loxodon?
No.
Well, I can. I have Fey Touch, so I can comprehend languages. So why don't I do that if you need me to?
So you can comprehend what people are saying, but you can't. Like, how does that work? Can you read things? Can you?
It says for the duration, you can understand. And the duration is an hour. You can understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You can also understand any written language that you see. And it does not mean secret messages or other things that are in code.
Okay. The town guards are going to say something like that's what the guys hear. But because you're using your language, you're going to hear them say, "Travelers, check in here. Who are you? What have you come here for? What is your bidding in our kingdom of Bush?"
We know speak a pachyderm.
Yeah, I think, hello. We, I don't know, we just landed here and we are looking for a number of things, but first and foremost, our ship is in dire need of repairs and additional crew. We're also looking for information about how to reach the Upper Sky Kingdom.
Do you say that in common, or are you able to say that in Loxodon?
I mean, it says comprehend languages, not speak them, I guess. So, I mean, DM will decide what that means.
So he's going to speak in broken common to you guys now. And you asked him which questions? You were saying
we need to hire some crew, repair our ship, and learn more about how to get to the Upper Sky Kingdom.
I'm sure that the crew could be found in the city. I'm sure there are people willing to work. The Upper Sky Kingdom, well, that's a different thing. Don't quite know.
Yeah, and sorry to metagame for a sec. If we got a map of the Sky Kingdom and it has 11 islands on it, and there's like one big island.
Yeah.
Is that all in the middle layer, and maybe we should be heading to that big island? And I just asked for the wrong thing. I was not here last time, so.
Yeah, so you're in the middle layer. The
Can we hold up the map to the guard and have him point out like where we might find the crew most likely?
He points to the center of the map, and it shows you on this island, and it shows you the buildings in the square. He says there are bars, there are areas where you can. There's shopping centers. There's you do what you got to do to find. I'm sure that the Loxodons and the dwarves and whatever you're looking for will be happy to assist you. Of course, you have to pay the correct price. You know, Loxodons
Of course.
they are stubborn. And that's about as broken common as you can. They are stubborn. But just remember that the Sky Patrol, the Cloud Patrol is watching. So obey the rules, and you should not have a problem here.
Are there any special rules we should know about? Like any unique currencies that the Sky Kingdom uses? Anything for outsiders that would be helpful to know so we don't get in trouble?
We love the riches. Men here love gold and silver. We don't have our own unique currency. We take all currencies.
Do you take Tancocks?
We do take Tancocks.
Just wanted to say.
As long as they're gold and metal, we'll take it.
They're a lot rarer these days.
They're a lot rarer these days. And they probably are, at the moment, unaware, with a 12, unaware of your happenings at Tancock. So I don't think that they would have necessarily known anything yet.
Is there a tavern nearby, maybe?
Yes, over in the square, there's a tavern. It's called the Tusks Barn.
Aye. All right. I say we go to the tavern, get a drink, and maybe find some potential crew.
Sounds good to me.
You're muted again, Chris.
That sounds perfect. But one last question to the guards. By the way, I love your high heels. They're beautiful. Is there a church or religious temple with any clergy that I might be able to speak to?
Yes, there is. The church is. And he sort of just points, and off the island, floating in the distance, is and you can see it in the corner, is a floating, somewhat religious-looking temple.
Okay.
If you have the stream open, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, I see it.
He says, but the bridge is drawn to the temple only once a day. At the ceremony for the what does he say? Hold on. It says at the ceremony for the. Give me a second. I just had it all written down. The ceremony of the skull. The pale skull. Ceremony of the pale skull.
And how long from right now is that ceremony?
Well, it's noon.
Okay, the ceremony's at noon. Oh, every day at noon?
Midday, he says, because they're not going to have
Oh,
noon.
midday.
Midday.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information. And Stack will scurry off to catch up to the rest of the group going to the tavern.
As you guys walk through this town, you see that there are shopping centers. There's your normal things like any sort of trading dock. There's food. There's merchants. There's people bartering. It's very crowded. A lot of Loxodon, heavy dwarf population too. The dwarves are dressed. Some of them are dressed in monk-like clothing, which are light green and yellowish. And for the most part, the Loxodon are just dressed like average Joes. You see, there's a place where you can buy weapons. There's a place where you can buy trade goods. There's a magic shop. There's a bar that you guys are looking for with a tusk, a huge tusk on it, and it's made out of emerald. And there's a written in a language that you don't understand, but Booterbot does. It says Tusk's Barn. And there's pretty much anything that you would normally see in a city, but heavily Loxodon focused. As you guys walk closer towards the tavern, and I'll make the tavern over here, this building, which I'll color red. As you guys make your way over to the tavern, I'll just put you guys over there. It's a happening place. There are people sitting outside, and they're obviously drunk. There's people eating. These dwarfs, they don't know what they're talking about. Two soldiers who are obviously off guard are talking. These soldiers don't quite know what they're talking. These dwarves don't know what they're talking about. The Earth is most definitely round. They keep coming here trying to. It's almost heresy, if you ask me. Blah. He burps, and he accidentally bumps into Turgan. Excuse me, my lad. Long shift, if you understand.
I do. Hey, can you help me out with something? We're new around here.
It depends. Hey, Gristle, hold up a second. This gentleman needs some assistance, perhaps. Crystal's his partner. What sort of help would you require?
I'm gonna say, hold on. Hey, wench, get us around the ales to kind of break the ice. I'm gonna order them some drinks, whatever they're drinking, and open up the conversation.
This lady runs back in. You guys are still at the entrance, sitting outside. This lady runs back into the bar and fills up a jug of this sort of like thick looking beer. The air is thin up here, so that there's not much bubbles to it. It's more meaty than anything. And they bring it out. It's made out of a lot of fruit. Here you are. Your poison, the poison fruit, as you wish.
And then toss her a gold coin. Is that going to cover it all?
Oh, thank you, she says. Thank you so much. Yeah, that covers it and more.
Cool. I'm going to say, just keep them coming.
So,
and then I turn to these guys.
His partner Gristrol chugs his. That hits the spot. Long days with these rules here we have, and you never know who's gonna break one. And he says, "Now what?" Gristle says, "Hey, Tristamp. Go ahead and we have to head off soon. Tristamp, what were you saying? These guys needed help of some kind."
We're looking for some help with our ship. We need to repair it, and we need a crew. You know anybody that can help us?
I know a lot of soldiers, but it'd be tough to get them to break rank and join a ship. I would say, during the ceremonies to the Pale Skull every day, everyone comes out and witnesses the ceremony. You might be able to get a good look at some people who need work. What kind of skilled labor are you looking for?
To repair an airship.
Just well, you could probably find people to repair a ship, either down at the shipyard or at the wood and smith shops down the road over yonder, pointing in the general direction back to where you came, where the markets were.
You know anybody looking for work to be a crew for an airship?
That's hilarious. Not off the top of my head. All I know are town guards for the most part. But I do have a cousin named Trident, who's up and coming. He's in the ranks. He could use a little extra money. You could find him probably over at the smith. He polishes off and refines he sharpens our weapons and blades at the smith. He goes back and forth each day carrying these weapons, and right now he's in charge. It's a terrible job of making sure the weapons are fit for the policing of this town. It's a brutal job. Imagine the paper cuts and the the metal cuts you get on that one. Say, Gristol? Trident might be worth asking. Remember that the pay is important, but I bet it would pay more than what he's getting here with this sort of low-paying weaponry job he has now.
All right. Thank you. Meta, if you guys want to ask any questions, go right ahead. I'm just...
It's all good. I was letting the dwarf talk to the dwarves.
Well, I think these are Loxodon.
Yeah, they're Loxodon.
Oh, they're Loxodon? I thought they're dwarves.
Yeah.
Oh, we just got to the bar, so Stag would have been wandering off trying to play some music and earn some tips. If
So they
permitted to play in the bar.
They have a daily ritual to a pale skull, is what I'm gathering.
Oh yeah, that's when the bridge opens to the temple.
So
the
that's
church.
the skull. That's the skull we want.
Oh, that's one of them.
We're at one of them.
Well,
but-
if it's actually here, they might also just be. And he'll pull out the book from Trigard, start flipping through. There's been a number of cultures that their whole culture surrounds the skull and the mythology of it, but the skull isn't actually there. There's one organization or one tribe in the Everglade, a bunch of kobolds. Their whole culture surrounded the worship of the green skull, but it was never there. It was in Artemisia.
Okay.
So, but they would probably have information that we need to find it.
Okay.
So that's at midday is what the guard said. So we got some time to kill. You want to get a couple drinks? Relax a little?
Yeah, we can move on from these guys. So, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help, and enjoy the ale. And then
Carry
we'll just
on.
move on.
Carry on.
Try to maybe find some dwarves or something.
The tavern is packed. There are a variety of different races and classes or races in there. Are you looking for what? What would you guys like to do with your time? Are you trying to earn tips at the bar? Are you trying to?
I'm trying to play music and earn tips. If there's
Okay.
not a music playing, I would try and play some music.
Okay.
I'm trying to just get as much info as possible and then go fight some stuff.
You remember during as you flipped through that book. Actually, why don't everyone give me a history check? I don't know if I should meta this or make you remember it. Because the librarian did tell you about where.
Nat 20.
All right, so.
Thank you.
So, Turgan, your body, you feel it's like almost like that Will Ferrell moment in Old School, where he just like he's at the debate and he just like blacks out and has this like epiphany, and you're like, oh well, actually the skull, the white skull, the librarian in and your the hairs on all of your body start to stick up, and you feel that again, that weird sublime tripping moment. It gets a little bit more intense as you start talking about you remember, and you tell everyone that the white skull is found in the tomb of the king. I'm trying to remember where that was, which episode that was, but
that was 2 ago with the librarian.
Yeah, and she told
the King's Tomb, where all the crystals come from.
Right, the Great Crystal Spirit, the King's Tomb,
Okay.
the Great White Crystal, is located, or the White Skull, which is what the Great White Crystal is called. In these parts, or the pale, or the pale skull. Sorry, it's also they're all the same. It was found under. Rumor was that it was found underneath, in the king's tomb. Whatever that means. And Turgan, you had that you're like, well, actually, the librarian from I can't even do it, from Pellar in the Mind Flayers cursed library, when we rescued her from the fake Elder Brain, she told us that the White Skull is found underneath the tomb somewhere in the sky. We don't quite know where it is, but they're all celebrated it up there as if it was some sort of magical being. And then you come out and you're like, ugh. And give me a Constitution save with that, or no, give me a Arcana check. I'm sorry, Arcana.
Like Will Ferrell in Old School after the debate.
What did I say?
14.
What just happened?
14. You're now aware that something is happening to you that is not necessarily happening to the surrounding magic around you.
Wait, what was the last part?
There's something going on in your body that's not similar to that is surrounding. Something is making you feel uneasy, off, but also at the same time, like you have a feeling of warmth. It's very, very peculiar.
All right, I'm gonna tell that to.
I think you just need some more ale. Drink up. You've been through a lot.
I don't know. Something feels not right.
Well, it's probably the thin air. It's hard to breathe. You'll be fine.
Booterbot,
right.
what are you doing?
And I mean, I hear Turgan complaining about this. Can I do an Arcana check to see if I can sense anything, even though it's not affecting me?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, 25. What did we
Um,
learn?
all right. What are you trying to find out?
What is this magical feeling and what is it like? What is it doing? Why is
To
it affecting
Turgan.
Turgan in particular? Yeah.
There is a you can feel that it's some sort of something is drawing to him, or drawing him to it, um, or maybe he is drawn to it, or vice versa, in a similar way that the magnetic. Sorry, let me just dumb it down. The magic that you are able to discern is similar to that of the vibration in Chris's pocket of the green skull. It's a similar. It's a similar magical makeup. If that makes
Okay,
sense.
that makes sense.
Um, One that you have yet to experience, but you've experienced Chris draw out. You've seen when Doomhand's ship came. You saw the magic happen on the skulls that you do have. Uh, I guess it's just one green skull, right?
Yeah.
And you witness that, and if there's a similar magic tone going on with Turgan, um, not necessarily the green skull though. And just at this moment, what are you guys doing? Are you trying to go towards like the Smith area? Are you trying to recruit? I just need to know what direction you guys are planning
Did
on
I
going.
did I earn
You want
any
to
money
perform?
playing
Yeah,
music?
well, give me a performance. What are you
Okay.
playing, and who are you playing it to?
Well, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself right before I get into it. But I'm gonna in the tavern whenever the current music stops for a moment, I'll just like jump right in and start playing.
Okay.
And you hear I said hip hop a hibby to the hip hip hoppy, you don't stop, a rocket to the bang bang, book set up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. Oh fuck, terrible. Let me roll that guidance. Hopefully it helps. Shit, that was not
Oops.
good. Uh, a 19.
That's great. What are you talking about?
That's terrible. I rolled a
Um,
3.
you see, I'm just going to use these priests as dwarfs. Um, you perform well, and a crowd starts to surround. And what's your goal here? To earn tips?
Just earn money.
There are
Or if anyone seems like they might be crew worthy.
there are some dwarves. There are some dwarf females, dwarf males. There's elephants, elephantes, I guess, that surround you primarily, and they're all dancing to your beat. They are going to collectively throw you. Roll me
I'll,
a
I'll
one.
mage hand my hat around for them to put coins in.
They are going to collectively
Yes.
put in um, 5 silvers, which would
Okay.
probably buy you a round or two of beers.
Stack now has a total of 5 silver.
Um, as you guys are as you're dancing, you notice some of the female dwarfs are looking at you a little lustfully, and so are the elephant men and women. Not the dwarfs though. The dwarf men are not a
I'll
19's not high enough for that.
I'll go by Turgan and elbow him and then point to sort of like gesture without being too obvious towards the dwarf women. I softened them up for you. Go knock them down.
I'm not interested in these city dwarves.
Well, and I'll cast guidance on you. Well, we need some crew, man.
All right.
Are there any people that I could talk to try to recruit them? Any like
Yeah.
Warforged? Probably not, right?
Not at the
Or
moment.
just like any people.
Yeah, there's there's a whole group of them in the background. You'll see that there are just more quiet types, dwarfs and Loxodon alike, near you as well. You guys are, I would imagine, you guys are all watching in the crowd as Stag plays.
Are there any non-dwarf or Loxodons here?
Roll me a perception check.
Rolling terrible tonight, a 7.
There are a couple gnomes.
Okay.
We'll put them out. These are my Dimly Axon from Hero Forge, and
Nice, Dimly.
there is, there are rather a couple humans as well.
So, Turgan, what'd you have in mind for wages?
I don't know what's the going rate for a crew.
I don't know. I've never hired a crew before. I've always just been on the road by myself.
Is a gold piece a day good or too? Is that too high?
Oh, we could use a little trick of ask them what they would want and then undercut it.
All right, let's do it.
I'll push you towards the dwarves as I head towards the. Actually, I'll follow you to the dwarves. I'll cast guidance on you and try and help you throughout the conversation.
All right.
So there's, you go up to the 3 dwarfs. There's 1 female, and there's 2 male, and they're all still dancing, and they're sort of laughing as they dance around merrily.
All right. I'm gonna
Go for it.
I'm gonna come over and say hello in Dwarvish and say, "Hey, can I buy you all around?"
Sure. Maydeen, would you like a round? This is my cousin Maydeen, and I am Drolt, and this is my brother Dinot. We love the poison fruit ale that they have here. It's quite rough. We would love to have a round. What brings you to this area? The barkeep comes out. Did anyone want anything? Everyone sort of just like drunkenly throws her change.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, let's get a round for
Oh.
us over here.
Oh, for you, high paying lad. You're first served. They said a high payer like you shouldn't have to wait. I'll be right back. She runs in, and almost as quickly as she runs in, she runs out with 6 more, each 1 for each of you, and 1 for the dwarves that you just met. As she said, high payer, Maydeen sort of looks at you a little bit differently, and so does Drolt and Dinot. What was your name, sir? Dinot says to you.
Turgan Boulder.
Turgan, lad. So, what are you looking for? What can I help you with? You're not from around these parts, I can see.
No, we're looking for a crew for our airship.
A crew, huh? Well, it just so happens that my brother here, Dinot, is currently unemployed. See, we have we're from the other one of the other Sky Islands, to the, I guess it would be to the west of here. Still on the Sky Kingdom, but just a different area. We are secretly, well, it's not so much of a secret, but do you have any knowledge of the flat or the round world debate going on around these parts? Because it's one that's we're trying to win in the Grand Chapel.
I believe it's flat.
Interesting. So do I. And well, then you don't have to worry about Drolt, my brother Drolt. He'll be more than happy to probably. All you have to do is tell him about the flat. He's unemployed, and Drolt, he says, Drolt, come here, my man. You're looking for a job. I'm sure that it's a safe one. This is Turgan and his friends.
The Stag and Booterbug.
They look at the Warforged. They're like, that's interesting. He sort of waves.
This is all in Dwarvish, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I
ask
still
them,
understand all of it, though.
Do you speak common?
Of course. How are you going to win a debate by only speaking Dwarvish? That would be like the dwarves debating the dwarves about something that they both believe is correct.
All right, then I'm gonna switch to common.
And they said, "Hello, Booter.
Hello.
Haven't seen one of you in forever. We do have a Warforged on our island. We use them for the priest, the chaplain. The chaplain's servants. I'm familiar with you just from a distance. But your Warforged body does not scare us. I'm sorry, Drolt. These men are looking to hire you. I think it's a safe gig. They said they have an airship, and I know that you are looking for pay. Why don't you negotiate? Drolt comes over. He's a little bit heavier set, fatter. Yeah, sure. What kind of work are you looking for?
We just need some crew to help us in our quest on this airship. We lost the other crew due to some unfortunate circumstances, and we need some help.
Well, it's hard to keep a crew. Sometimes they need more motivation. But I understand. Sometimes when you dock, the crew just scatters. I've seen it happen plenty of times. But
They scattered all right.
if the
Cool point.
we get a little inspiration for that. That was funny. What's the pay? What we're looking for, and how many days?
What are you looking for pay?
Well, I'd love an adventure. I'd love to get out of here. I guess maybe 3-4 gold a day.
Well, what about 1.5 gold, and you get your lodging, food, and water paid for?
And the adventure of a lifetime.
I'll tell you what, 1.5 is fine. If I prove myself worthy, we can negotiate. If food and lodging is there, then I'm set.
Right, I shake on it, but I do the elbow grab.
And he shakes. He's like, a custom that an older custom, but I am familiar with this one too. And he shakes your elbow. Well, Maydeen starts to tear up a little bit. Do not. I'm going to miss you. It was nice to see you, cousin. And
you can come too if you like.
Yes, we need multiple crew members. In fact, we're looking for people with mechanical ability to work on the engine room.
Maydeen she blushes a little bit, but she says, no, I have to stay here and I have to no, thank you. That's not for me.
Oh, we can still have fun while we're here if you'd like.
I think
It doesn't
Stag is
sound like you're trying to
making
pick her
moves.
up. Yeah.
Yep.
Just roll. Are you actually?
Yes. Yes.
Oh boy.
I did this
Um,
to a mind flayer before. Come on. It's a dwarf who was blushing.
Okay, so give me a. I guess
What are
it's
you
gonna
looking
be
for?
a persuasion.
Persuasion?
You must be this tall to ride Stag.
Yeah.
Or the short.
So my last three rolls were a 3, a 2, and this one was a 1. A natural 1 for a 15.
That's hilarious.
How do you get a 15 from a 1?
I'm a bard. I'm baller.
She sort of looks at you in a little bit of. She does not blush at all. If anything, she's paler. It's sort of disgust.
Was not meant to happen.
That's not gross. It's not for me. Yuck. And Drolt says, "What are you saying to my cousin?"
Oh,
Come
let's
on.
just thought
Be-
they
Be
wanted to have a good time.
be a gentleman or whatever you are.
I kind of I put my hand on the dwarf and I say, don't mind our friend here. He's been at sea, or I guess at sky, for a long time. You know how it gets.
I guess.
We'll find him a proper lady here at this here establishment.
Are
Do-
you saying she's not a proper lady?
No, we're saying Stag.
One
you need
more
to switch
one
the
more
water.
appropriate for you, yes, and maybe some water will be good.
An elephant is going to approach you and say, "Ha! I have overheard that you are hiring for some shipsmen. My name is Futon. Futon, like the couch. And
Futon.
my name is Futon Long Snout. And I used to be a sailor, actually.
Have you
not,
had any encounters with one J.D. Vance?
not, not. I'm unfamiliar with that name. My name is Futon Long Snout, and I have some experience sailing small ships from island to island, and I'd be happy to work for you for the same. I overheard 1.5 gold a day.
That's good. Yeah. We always need experienced shipmen here. That sounds like a good deal for us.
All right, so you've picked up two,
So
and just
Bhutan and Drolt.
and just then, let's see. Do a group perception check for this thing.
Futon?
Everyone give
Am I
me
am
a perception check.
am I perceiving what kind of futon it is? Like, is it like the kind where the legs kick
It's a
out?
gray futon with tusks and a bulging body. Yeah,
I mean, I only got a 9, so I didn't really perceive a whole lot.
I got a 24. It's the one that you can go in the 4 different angles that stop.
And Turgan, what'd you get?
A 9. Yeah, basically, Chris is
Uh,
gonna be good.
Out of the corner of your eyes, Butterbot and Turgan, you see a flashing light, and then you see this feather start to fall, Chris. As you see what they're looking at, you look immediately and you notice that it's a feather. And then the music stops, and everyone around in the general area you can see drop to the ground and kneel. And you are the only ones that are standing. And the feather is falling, and they say, "Oh, a feather!" And they kneel. Bow their head.
I'll look around.
Oh. I do the same thing immediately.
I'll follow Turgan's lead.
Um, I'll
Gotta
do
follow the
the
rules.
same. Yeah, gotta follow the rules. Slash, like, I don't know if I'm already weird because I'm a robot, so I don't want to stand out any more than I already
The
do.
feather slowly lands on the ground, and you hear the fuzzing sound of the fuzz. Um, they feel gusts of wind pulling around you, um, and you with your Arcana check earlier, Booterbot, you get a heightened sense of magic in the realm as you guys were trying to figure out what's going on. Um, Turgan, you don't sense that. You're still fucking around with your body, what's happening with that. But Booterbot, with your high roll previously, I'll let that flow into this one too. Um, you hear it sort of sounds like sirens a little bit, and then it dies away, and uh, the music picks back up, and people stamp up. Whew, the Featherfall. Whew. I'm glad we noticed that. We didn't want the fuzz coming and punishing us for that misdeed. Um, says one of the
Why?
What's that all
Loxodon.
about?
Why do you do that?
Oh, it's one of the laws.
Do you have a copy of
Of
all the
course.
laws?
Hmm. That you could probably find. They hand those out at the Smith and the Smith shops. Closer over there, there's a lady that hands them out to the street.
Thank you.
But just remember, when a feather falls, we
Drop to a knee?
drop your knee to your knee and bow. Strange rules in this happening area, but
Just curious, what would happen if one didn't drop to their knee?
the fuzz will come and get you.
Who's the fuzz?
The secret. Hold on. Let's see. Let me call him.
When you say the fuzz, I keep thinking you're saying the fawns.
the fuzz, the fuzz, the enforcers, the sky kingdom enforcers will come and get you with their mass power. They will most likely either
And-
there's a
and
variety
kill
of
you?
different punishments. No,
Oh.
breaking this particular law isn't for death, but they might lock you up. Each of the 10 rules, there are 10. I've only usually you experience them and then you learn from them. Usually, they either lock you in a vault or in a prison with those that have broken the similar rule, or they'll publicly humiliate you, or lash you, or punish you, or lock you up in some other way, usually in forms of humiliation. But best to be on your lookout for things like this. And the best part about it is we're always on the lookout, but so is the fuzz, the enforcers of the Sky Kingdom. They're always on the lookout for those who do not obey.
Is the feather still on the ground?
It is, and you notice a soldier come over and pick it up.
Okay.
And as you are looking at the ground, Chris, with your high perception, you notice that this place, the only thing that's different about this city than any city that you've been in, is that there's no litter anywhere.
It's nice. I
clean.
like it. I like it here.
Inside the
So
bar,
we're in Japan?
inside the bar, there are like barkeeps and barmaids that are just their sole purpose is to clean up.
Oh.
There are people on the street cleaning up.
Well, we need to get one of these rule law books and find out, make sure we don't screw up, because this is really nice.
Well, there'll probably be more people for hire over at the Smith and wood shops area. I would say that you probably want to look for one of them. They probably have more communication with the tradesmen that come in, and a lot of tradesmen aren't. They drop off their goods, and their job is done. Looking for a new job to be had. So I would say most likely the smith shops and export shops like that might have people more dangerous type, but people that you might want to question and see if they're worth hiring. I bid you adieu, gentlemen, and thank you for that fine music. And Maydeen says, thank you, through her trunk. What would you guys like to do?
Head to the Smith shops. I
I
guess.
actually wanted to go there to maybe get a weapon upgrade, so
Yeah.
that works.
Do we have
Perfect.
enough crew members? That's the only other thing. Like,
I think
there
we
was a
need a
whole-
lot.
there was a whole cadre of quiet people in the back that I was going to talk to that we didn't get to. Can we kind of do a quick little, I
Metagame
go back and start talking to them,
of
and then we get it over
We
with,
do
so
like
we
a
can move on to a
bulk-
different part of the story.
Try to get a
hire-
bunch of them.
to hire
Like, no,
to
not
hire
even
crews?
not even a bunch of them, just like one or two.
Lead the way,
can
Robot
I-
Man.
Rope them in.
so-
Yeah, go ahead. Dice don't lie. Booterbot,
give me
you
a
are
sec.
going to go up to the other two Loxodon and two random dwarfs, and you are going to roll what? Persuasion? You're going to try to
Guidance.
Yeah.
persuade them to join your crew for
Well,
pay.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and I'll share. I'll
Yeah.
just walk up and I'll say, gentlemen, we're on the way out the door, but we're looking for fine young men, women, and elephants that are interested in being part of the crew. I'm specifically looking for people to join me in the mechanics department. And so if you have, if you like machines and you like traveling, and want to make some good money, we're currently paying 1.5 gold per, what was it, day?
Yep.
And we're looking for crew kind of immediately. Would any of you be interested in that? And then I'll roll. We'll see what the answer is. I'm not
Yeah.
very persuasive, but
I
Yeah,
I got a
guided you.
6. Let's
Oh,
get a
no, it's not gonna-
guidance. D10. What's the
No,
D10 give
it's a
me?
D4 for guidance.
Oh, okay, well then
I
my
didn't give you
total is a
Bardic.
10. So that wasn't very I
Yeah.
don't know. I rolled a 10, Spencer. What do you think?
Okay. Well, let's have it go against theirs. So that's a 6. It's a 7. That's a 5. Wow. And a 6. Jesus. They are all. You have 4 people that come up to you. But with your low roll, they're gonna say, "I'll work for you. We'll work for you." But it's gonna take 2 golds. We want 2 golds.
Which of you has specific experience with anything like mechanically related or weapons related, or serving in an airship?
Roll me a D4, Booterbot.
It's a 4.
We all have experience, somewhat. I used to be a soldier. My father's a soldier. My uncle's a soldier, and us dwarfs, we travel around each island, so we're familiar with ships.
All right. Let me go back to my team members here. So I turn around and go back to you guys and I say, good news. I have 4 interested crew members. Bad news is they want 2 gold per day. We have a lot of gold though. Do we care?
How much gold do we have?
I mean, don't we have like 15 diamonds or something crazy? Like whatever Matt had.
That's got a lot.
well,
Yeah.
Oh,
Matt has, like, an insane
Ignis
amount
had
of
a
money.
bunch of necklaces, but she is no longer with our group.
Well, did anyone take said necklaces?
Nope.
Well, the paying, you don't, that's per day, and you guys can always make a side quest to get more gold, if that's your.
Seems fair.
I think right now, like based on like just personal gold, plus probably what you guys have, like I think we'll be all right. Because like
Yeah,
they'll also, depending on how things go, they might die, so you don't have to pay them.
True.
right. That's a good point. And also, I have a scale mail that's worth 50 gold that I can sell because I have plate now and I don't need the scale mail.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
Um,
All right,
alright.
so you guys
What
got.
are their
Let's fire
names?
it up. Yes. Wait.
So-
Let me ask. Let me ask what their names are.
First off, you guys got Dnot and
And Futon.
Futon.
No, I thought we got
Long Snout.
Drolt and Futon.
Oh yeah, Drolt. Sorry, Drolt. Thank
I
you.
love these names.
Well, my name is Trine Can, the dwarf says. And my name is Floor Drop. And you, elephants. The gentleman asked you for their name, and the elephant sort of just. Mine is Michael. Michael Foot, and this is my buddy Green Toe. For obvious reasons, look at that thing.
What's your last name, Green Toe?
Green Toe Longtail. You see, he has
Alrighty.
he's got a green toe, but like a long tail. So you guys have one,
Well-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys now have six new workers. Where shall we meet you? Obviously, you guys are going to enjoy your days here. Shall we say we meet you at your ship at a time? Maybe
Tomorrow morning.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
And he says, where is the fucking notes now? Tomorrow morning. Perfect. First light. And he
Sounds
says,
great.
Yeah, he says, tomorrow morning, yeah, at the first lights, the Dawn's Bow. I'll meet you at Dawn's Bow tomorrow morning.
All right.
By your ship?
Great.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Good evening.
good.
Thank you. Sounds great. And they all sort of
Get
disperse. They all sort of disperse. A couple of them go back into the tavern. Now, what would you guys like to do?
The Smith.
The Smiths.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go to the Smith.
The
And
Smiths.
pick
Cool.
up a booklet of the laws.
As you guys are walking towards the Smiths, it's about like a block or two away. You guys walk and you see a bunch of people that are in those stocks on the ground. People are throwing. There's elephants throwing fruit at them, but that as soon as the fruit hits them, they pick it up and put the fruit in their pockets. And they're yelling, "Boo! Boo!" That rule should not have been broken. That rule should not have been broken. There are 3 or 4 of them that have black ashed faces. A guard is letting one of them out as you walk by. So you see that these are some rule breakers that have been caught breaking some kind of law, or prisoners of some kind on the street. But you can it's up to you what you guys want to do. You guys can continue to go on towards the smith shop, and I do have random item stuff which I'm excited to use for your weaponry. So are you guys just headed straight to the shop, or would you like to interact with what just happened?
Well, you guys decide. I kind of don't care either way. What do you think? Chris, you're muted again.
Let's walk by and just well, I think we need to find out what the laws are so I don't get stuck in there.
That's a good point.
An hour has definitely passed though, Booterbot. So your understanding of Loxodon is gone.
Okay. I could recast it at any time, so just let me know.
Yeah. You
Oh, it's only once per long rest. Never mind. All right. Well, oops.
Good. That opens up a bunch of things. Okay. You guys walk in. There's a smith shop and there's a wooden. There's a wood, not a wood shop, but a carpenter's shop, and you see people trading. Right next door is there's a potion shop. If you guys want to stock up on things, you're more than welcome to. There's a place where you can purchase weapons or magic items.
We could sell
Sorry.
I was gonna say you could sell your chainmail.
Yeah, might as well.
Scale mail. And what were you looking for, Turgan?
I just wanted to see if I could, because I've been using a great axe forever, and I wanted to see if I can maybe I don't know, find a bigger, sharper great axe, or maybe add a upgrade to it. I don't know, something.
Okay.
That could be within a day, if possible.
Yeah. That's fine. Tell me what you guys want, and I'll tell you what how to. So great axe.
I want to do 1 million damage.
1 million damage.
No, just I don't know, just anything maybe a bonus magical damage or something, like thunder, fire. I don't know. I have my fire giant belt, so I could go with the fire motif.
Okay. You, sir, welcome to the smith shop, known around here for forging weapons. What are you looking for? And you're gonna tell him some sort of fire axe type thing.
Yeah, I'm looking for an upgrade to my excuse me, drink a lot of ale. I'm looking for I don't know, some kind of a fire upgrade to my great axe.
I mean,
sure.
Is there a better axe that you could get?
Well, I could sell you one of our magic axes, or we can try to infuse it with the dwarf. See here, this is the shop here. We take the Loxodon and the dwarf's specialties, and we try to meld them together. And he's going to say, sure, I'm sure if you can drop your axe here, we can try to create something for you.
I was thinking maybe it could be like a proc, so it can be like a chance. So if I maybe if I'm raging, and I can roll a D100, and if I get a certain percent, it might give me some extra fire damage, or if I hit a certain percentage, it might blow up in my face too.
So trying to use and control the fire through an axe, I understand that. No problem. Okay. Well, you come back. You know what? You're staying the evening here at Don's Bow. I could have my partner here deliver your axe to your ship before you are off. It will cost you 15 gold. And what he's planning on doing, and he has one in stock, and he's going to show you how to use it. It's going to be, and I will make it for you to use. It's going to be an Inferno axe. And as he uses it, I'm just home brewing as we go here. When you use it, you roll a d20 on the attack, and the target will take 2d6 fire damage and will ignite. Take 1d6 fire damage at the start of its turn until it or another creature uses their axe. So you'll have fire damage and it'll start to burn. But you have to sweep the axe. You have to clean it off to make sure it works. I will add to you that random nat 1. On the attack, you'll have to roll a d20. And then depending on the attack, on the DC of the attack, that will happen. So maybe it'll be like an 18 or above on the attack roll. You get 2d6, but on like a 2 or a 1, you might just catch fire.
Okay, so 2d6.
So it'll be. I'll create it for you in the D&D Beyond.
The Beyonds.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then I'll just wait for that.
Yeah, I'll drop it towards you.
So
your axe, when you get it in the morning, will depending if you get an 18 or above, it'll deal 2d6 fire damage, and the creature stays lit until it's burnt out. And if you roll a 1 or a 2, that d6 happens to you, and any creature around you bursts into flames. That's fine. Next.
Exactly the type of weapon I want.
Yeah, so 15 gold. We will drop it off to you in the morning, sir. Pay now, or forever hold your peace. Booter, do you want something? There are magic items elsewhere. There's things to be had.
So first, I'd like to sell him my scale mill that's worth 50 gold.
Used.
Or at least it says it's worth 50 gold. So yeah, I'm assuming they're going to take a haircut on that.
I could get this from you.
Best I could do is 10 gold.
Yeah. How does 40 gold sound to you, sir?
Oh, that sounds perfectly fine.
Ma'am?
Thank you.
But
Sir,
Mr. Warforged.
I've been programmed to as believing that I am a male, so we'll go with that.
Would you like a item of some kind? Would you like anything?
Well, perhaps. I mean, I'm quite happy with my short sword. What shields do you have?
Shields, huh? Are you talking? Would you like one for the armor? Would you like a magical shield? Would you like? Your friend here wanted fire. Are you looking for?
I'm looking for utility.
Okay. Like, are you trying to meta? Are you looking for just like a +2 shield, or are you looking for like something that has resistance to, or that can cover your whole?
Well, so I have here some dragon's blood. Is there something that you could do with this dragon's blood? Perhaps to give me some a special shield of some kind. For instance, dragon scale armor will often have advantage on saving throws of breaths of dragon weapons or something like that. So if we took this dragon blood and infused a liter of it into a shield in some way, is that even a thing? I don't know. You're the smith. You tell me. Am I being crazy here?
Hold on, Meta, real quick.
Yeah.
When I asked earlier if you run on oil, I was gonna say, what if you replaced your oil with dragon's blood and see what that did?
Yeah. So what it does is I apparently it's a potent and highly addictive stimulant that can give me the ability to randomly cast sorcerer spells, but it's dangerous, unpredictable, and I could throw a fireball in the street and kill innocent people. So
Dude,
it's not something I want to do like today. Like it's
What, the dragon's
it's
blood?
like
that
yeah,
sounds
dragon's blood.
awesome.
It also might not work with a Warforged. It might be
It
I might have
might
to give it
work
to one of you
even
guys.
better with a Warforged.
Yeah.
Potentially. So something for
You
us
might
to worry
have
about
total
another
control
day.
over it. I
Well-
believe in you, Booterbot.
I'm not gonna, just because I want to see this happen. 1 pint of your dragon's blood, we may be able to fuse it with this shield, delivering it to you for 20 gold tomorrow morning at, of course, the Dawn's Bow near your ship. And we will see what type of dragon fusion we can. Do you know what type of dragon this was from?
Yeah, it was an ancient amethyst dragon.
Ah, a force dragon. Let's see what we can do with that. Force and the power of force in that dragon might be just what you need for this shield here. Do you have a shield that you'd like to purchase, or do you want us to provide one for you?
The best shield that you can provide, yeah.
The +1 shield, which is not what he would say. He would say the Sky Kingdom shield with an asterisk with a symbol of a 1 next to it. And the fusion will come to 30 gold, sir.
Total, like altogether.
Altogether. With the delivery.
That seems reasonable.
Okay.
And so I take the 30 gold and hand it to him.
Chris,
So, my net is 10 gold. I can pay
Yeah, you can-
all of our crew members for 1 day, guys.
Chris, would you like something?
Do you happen to have a copy of the laws of the Sky Kingdom?
Oh, you know what? It just so happens that Ebenezer outside, the old Loxodon, some people call her a witch, she hands them out freely. She should be right around the corner.
Perfect. I'll rush off and grab one. Thank you.
What was her name? Ebenezer?
Yeah.
Ebenezer Screws. You see this, as you turn the corner, you see this old, nasty, hairy, gray, but somewhat pinkish Loxodon lady curled up with pamphlets all around her. Don't forget the rules. Your rules. Your rules. Don't forget the rules.
Exactly. The lady I was hoping to find. Thank you.
And she's going to say, you, sir, do you know about the rules?
I in fact don't. That's why I've sought you out far and wide to gain your wisdom on the rules that must be followed in this fair village.
Okay.
Do you happen to have any pamphlets that might list out the rules and ones I can give to some of my companions?
She hands you each this, and I'll put it up on our, where is it?
on the Discord?
There it is. Well, it's on our
Oh.
on our stream. She's gonna hand you something that
Oh.
looks like this, and I'm gonna drop it in. I took the time out of my day to to create a Loxodon alphabet and
Oh.
language.
Oh,
So
great. Thank you.
yeah, so let me go ahead and drop that in your Discord under rules. And she hands that to you. How the hell do I do that now? Oh, here. Is that the only interaction you're going to have with her?
I will toss her a silver coin saying thank you. And yeah, I don't want to do any of those yet. Let me check my loot. Do I want to cast a spell on her? Give me one moment. No, I don't want to do anything else to her. I'll give her the silver piece and say thank you. Are you happy here in the city?
I am. She sort of trips over and drops some of the pamphlets on the street. Yeah, I've been here forever handing out these rules. You can't be too careful. They're always watching.
Would you like to be somewhere where they're not watching?
Yes, that'd be great.
Well, would you like to join us on our airship for a cruise?
What are you offering me?
Well, I'm offering you a vacation.
Wow.
Do you know anything about? Well, you've been here for 25 years, you say. I'm sure there's some wisdom, some knowledge that you hold. Do you know much about this pale skull?
Oh, the great pale skull, you say? Well,
Yes.
well, why don't you accompany me to the ceremony? And well, it looks like it starts in several minutes from now.
Oh. What? Absolutely. That's what I was planning to do. I heard that the real pale skull is below the king's tomb. Do you happen to know where that king's tomb, what king's tomb they're referring to?
Not exactly.
Are you doing an RFK accent?
No, that would be like that. I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna have one. It's gonna be called EFK for an elephant. It's more like I don't know. I forgot where I got that
LFK.
one.
Loxodon.
Yeah. Well, come with me to the front docks, and I'll show you how to celebrate the for the ceremony.
Is that where the bridge goes down?
Bridge?
Yeah, someone told me that the bridge to the church opens during the ceremony of the Pale Skull.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
She's going to leave her things behind and follow you. Or lead you.
Hey, guys, I found a friend.
Does anyone want anything else? Magic items or anything like that?
I have 4 silver to my name, so I can't buy anything.
Nice. Could steal stuff. But that's for another time, I guess.
I'm not the thief of the group.
She's going to lead you down through the town. You're going to see through some gates. And she's going to lead you all the way away from where you guys were standing towards and you guys are going to go towards a lower level. I'm just moving the pieces to the lower dock area, closer to the temple. You can see this temple floating in the air, and there are plenty of people mostly Loxodon surrounding you down there. And the ceremony is, as you get closer and closer, you realize that people are gearing up towards some sort of ceremony and some sort of happening. Now I need to find where I wrote the ceremony. Give me a second. The only thing about the computer stuff, which I wish I had printed stuff out, I would just have it.
I know you have to look through all the different folders to find the
it's
document.
ridiculous. So priests and monks alike all come down to the to this area. For the most part, you can tell that it feels like predominantly a large portion of the population is in tune and watching. And as the sun climbs high in the sky, all of a sudden the music stops. The surrounding town stops banging and clanking, and even the birds seem to have, if there are birds up here this high, eagles probably, stop flying around, and it gets really quiet. And all of a sudden the bells of the chapel start to ring. And a lot of elves in white cloak cloth come out, and a lot of dwarves, not elves, elephants, rather, in cloak white cloth come out, and they start to form a circle and start going back and forth like this, holding hands. And they all start to sort of speak in Loxodon tongue, which you wouldn't necessarily understand. And the horn blows at the chapel. And when it ends, the sky is silent. The wind doesn't blow. And this white, let me see if I can draw it, this white bridge, definitely magical. I wonder if that allows me to, yeah, not really. This white bridge forms between the temple and the ground, and a elephant, a high priest elephant, starts to walk down from this temple. And as they do, they start to, everyone sort of bows down in kind, still rocking in the circle. And you hear the priest, he says, "We come together once a day at midday to celebrate the Pale Skull. Love is what this skull is about. Love and trust. And honor, if you will. And he says, now, circle around and sing that praise for our bright crystal in the sky that keeps us all together and warm." It consumes, the white soul consumes, it can consume you, it can control you. The power of love is one that is both good and also bad. For those who can't harness the energy of it, it could ruin you. We've seen it time and time again. And he sings this song, but I will just speak it. He says, he says, "White sky above, so endless, so round, your hollow gaze weighs heavy, profound." Turgan, you're having visions here, and I will get to the visions in 1 second. Breathe, we surrender. Hearts we bind tight. Chains of devotion forever in white. Love without falter, love with end. You sort of are now toppled over and prone, and you're just tripping balls, Turgan. Betrayal is death. No vow can we bend. Spiral, eternal, world shaped by will. The skull watches silent, the clouds lying still. O thunder, O lightning, O silence, O breath. Judgment is mercy, devotion is death. Round world unbroken, bound your name. White skull eternal, we burn in your flame. And you hear cheers, amen type things in elephant voices. And he says, "Children of love, I hope this day brings you joy. Don't forget to donate your some earnings if you have to the temple. We so much need some. We've lost a lot. We've lost some followers, but we gain others. Every coin helps." So you see this hat float around. It's sort of like your mage hand. Turgan, you have flashes in your head, and you have visions. You see a skull, a large, beautiful white skull. It is in a dark. It's in a dark dungeon cell somewhere, and it's emanating with these glows of light. You have a vision. You see your family, your past, everything that in your life that would have been love, which is what?
My clan and my immediate family for sure.
And you also see so you feel the love of that, but you also feel the other side of the love of that when something is lost. Just when you love something, it also sort of kills you on the inside when you lose it. The power of loss is also very much intertwined with that of love. So you feel all these emotions and powers, and you have whispers in your ear, and they say to you, "The white hero, the white hero." And you have a vision of. And are you familiar with? Would your character know? Well, actually, you know what? Because this is such you would just know that the god Bane. You have a vision of Bane holding this white skull with other colored skulls, and it's almost like he's looking at you, and he says, "The white hero comes to us now." And the vision ends, and Bane, I'm not sure if you would know, but he says you would just know that he's like a very, very dark character, evil character, but definitely a god of some kind. The dark hero comes to us now. And you are sort of on the ground in a trance when this ceremony ends.
Does anybody else notice this?
I would, if I would notice Turkin, I would go check on him.
So I notice what's happening to Turgan, and I look, and I see when I look at Turgan, I see this symbol here. I'm gonna share it. Oh, I can't share it. Okay, never mind.
What symbol?
I see a symbol. It is a box with four. It is basically a box split into four quadrants. In the first quadrant, there's a single vertical line. In the second quadrant, there's two vertical lines and they're offset. In the third quadrant, there's two vertical lines that are together parallel. In the fourth quadrant, there's a vertical line and a horizontal line. And it seems like some kind of rune that could be related to this.
I need to see that. What are you talking about?
Let me send it to you.
Post it in Discord, unless you don't want us to see it. I guess.
Oh no, no, everyone can see it.
Dun dun
I
dun.
can't wait to see this thing.
I'm
Where should I post it in Discord? General
Like,
roleplay?
yeah, in the general.
yeah.
I would say roleplay, but
Your bot spam.
Yeah, roleplay is good. Let's put in roleplay. Here goes. If you know what that references, you get kudos from me.
Wow.
there's a reference to this.
Yes.
Oh my
I'll
god!
I'll explain it another time if you want.
No, I need to know right now what that is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's the loss meme. You talked about the White Skull is both about love and about loss. Well, the loss meme is a really famous meme about the Control Delete webcomic where people have turned it into a running joke for about a decade.
All right, so this is a deep cut.
This is a really deep cut. I was wondering if anyone knew what the heck I was talking about with this. Anyway,
Not at
thank
all.
you. Thanks for listening to my
That's terrible.
really big
Thanks for
side
coming to my TED
tangent.
Talk.
Can I take
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
Can you take inspiration away from someone? You are uninspiring. Negative disadvantage on your
Negative
next.
inspiration.
No, that's fine. We can use that. What are you going to say to him?
Well, first I'll try to wake him up. Is he awake?
I don't know. I'm being controlled by the DM right now.
Oh no,
That's
you're
true.
you're done. You're awake. Your eyes open.
Okay.
Okay, so I just go, Turgan, wake up.
What?
And
What was that?
Turgan, what did you see, Turgan?
Um, the white skull. I saw the white skull.
Did you see anything else or feel anything else about any people, anything?
I don't know. Did I, Spencer?
You saw the white skull in a tomb in a dark room, vibrating, and then everything faded, and then you saw the white skull being held by a Dark Lord, or for all intents and purposes, the Dark Lord, who was holding 5 other colored skulls as well. And he looked to you
So I
and
just
said,
tell him.
he said, the white hero joins us now. Something like that.
So I just tell that to Luruba.
Okay. Well, then I don't know the meaning of what I saw on you, but I think the symbol that I saw on you is the symbol of loss. So I wonder if not all of us will make it on this journey, but that is a problem for another day, I suppose.
Right.
Turgan, you actually, Chris, give me a history check.
History. A 13.
All right, 13. You will have remembered, and so will Turgan, at the banquet of the king. I had given Turgan had some sort of illness at that table, and his veins were actually sort of white and palish looking. If you go back and rewatch that episode, that's playing a factor here in at least Turgan's mind, and with your history roll, you remember that. And you also understand that, well, there's a skull at play here.
Yeah. Oh. Turgan. I think you might be the white hero.
What?
If you were meant to come on this journey with Sprock and myself and the rest of us, you had a reaction before similar to this. They're for me with the green skull, you don't really. There's no way to know until you just know. So you gotta believe, if that's what you want.
Well, I believe there's something wrong with me.
Well, let's get you checked out. But all that started happening when they're chanted to the white skull.
Mhm.
Is that bridge still available?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go talk to the church. See what they might know. If anything,
right,
they might know
let's
what's
do it.
wrong with you.
The church has a there's going to be one member in front saying, "We are collecting collections, sir, to visit the church."
Oh, I'll take care of this for us, and I'll put 3 silvers in the cup.
Very good. Carry on. As you
One
step
for each of us.
as you step on this magical path, it not. It feels sleek and slippery. There are no. It's just, and it's steeply inclined, but it's like your feet are mounted to it magnetically almost. You don't feel the steepness to the walk. It's like your treadmill is inclined at 12, but it feels almost as if you're walking flat.
This is a magical device. They should give it a unique name. Something like an escalator of sorts.
And everyone hears a noise. Fashoom! And actually, you know what? Everyone hears a different sound. And they're going to give me a perception check. Actually, passive perception. Turgan, you look out in the distance. What do you see?
I have a 14 passive.
Yeah, that's fine. What do you see? Out in the distance, in the clouds in the sky. Anything.
I see a weird symbol, and it kind of looks it kind of looks like a penis. The penis symbol.
A penis.
The one
Like
that's
a
on
like a tent.
Sprox.
A cloud.
tin
A
cup?
cloud. A cloud in the shape of. There's clouds everywhere, but there's one broken sky area of blue, and in the middle of it is a penis-shaped.
It's a Johnson.
The symbol that was on Sprock. That's what. Like I was, I saw that symbol, and I was supposed to find the man with that symbol on his face, and that was Sprock. So now it's reappearing again.
And as you witness that, you get a feeling of almost like that search has been somewhat completed. You feel like your character, your person, has finished that path, but another one has started. A feeling of conclusion with the penis part. And there's more to the penis symbol than,
Meets the eye.
than meets the eye. Chris, what do you see in the sky?
Stag walks up and he sees a flock or a herd of sky dolphins. Dolphins jumping through the clouds and frolicking and playing.
And Buddha, what do you see?
I see
The
an
bull.
airship, like a far in the distance, kind of between the clouds. I make out what looks like a very advanced airship, like significantly more weapons and armor than our own.
Off in the distance, you see a airship that seems to be, at first glance, awfully familiar with that of the ships being built in the Underdark. Almost like the drilling ships and trading ships they had at the Lower Dark station in Striad that they used. Almost alien. Definitely Mind Flayer, but just at first glance. And with that, you guys will head up towards the temple. And this is going to be a bizarre temple. You get to the entrance of this floating temple. And you saw the high priestess walk in, and as you get in, the doors are currently closed. What do you guys do? You look around. There's nothing keeping this that you can see keeping this temple suspended in the air. Dolphins are underneath you flying.
I'll knock on the temple door.
And the temple door opens. And what you see inside this temple is a large labyrinth. And it looks as if, you look around this thing, it seems small, but on the inside, it's huge. And so begins
The labyrinth.
a dungeon crawl for next time.
Nice.
That's
Roll
all
high
I
and
have.
subscribe.
That's all I have for you. This was a roll high and subscribe. This is going to be the first episode of Act 10B. Search for the Sky Kingdom continues. So this one was supposed to be somewhat slow and just lore driven. Oh yeah, and as you guys are walking up, you will hear sirens and whatnot and a bunch of blue smoke appears with blue-colored Loxodon, and they grab Ebenezer, and they say, "Ma'am, you have littered yet again." You hear them yelling, and you know what the punishment is. Here's the broom. Go clean up your mess you made down the block near the Smithstone. You can't leave those maps on the ground here. 7 days of cleaning you owe us. And that will end the session. Chris, as you enter, you find the actually there's a. I'm going to give you homework. You at the entrance.
Perfect.
At the entrance, everything in there is Loxodon. At the entrance, there is a cipher, which will be dropped into the Discord from my made-up language, which you can use to translate your Loxodon rules, so you know the town.